Another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you, have you and Anton ever had?
This morning, I got an email about a video that happened with Micca. She was a collaborator professionally with Anton Daniels. She seems to be a really nice person, and I can tell you for a fact that she is really into the Black media perspective. I found out that she emailed me 3 years ago trying to support another brother. So I actually believe that Micca is really, really genuinely into the Black commentary space as a fan. That is definitely true. But this is interesting because Micca has another issue that is still looming over her. And that is, what is her status with Anton Daniels? There was a gentleman that was doing the interview. I believe his name is Orlando. He seems to be a professional news reporter doing this on the side. And they have worked together in the past. But this brother is a damn good interviewer. And he did not make it easy for her at all. And basically, he talked about their relationship, where it started from, how did she meet him? But then he got into the whole situation and the questions about the flirting.
Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what? Just naturally, like we're sitting here, or
Now, he starts off his questions by trying to build up what he wants to get to towards the end, which is, did Anton Daniels flirt with you? And he prefaced it in a situation where she felt that she was being flirted with. And so she responded.
So Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton would do if we were just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying personally, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things.
So she said, well, he has said multiple things. Anton Daniels, the personality is different offline, so you can't really take him serious. And then he asks for this.
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying,
not people, what you considered as a flirt.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me.
And to be honest, I've heard some more worse flirts than that, but I understand that she is a married woman, which we'll find that out, and she has a brand, Pop Culture Micca, so she's a conservative, and she got to keep it clean. I understand that. But then the interesting parts of the interview, in my honest situation, get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married?
Correct.
Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, that lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So,
no, so I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
So this is the most telling part. She said, "Have you met Anton Daniels' wife?" She says she has. Is she a nice person? She is. Now I can attest to that. I talked to Anton Daniels' wife on the phone maybe once or twice. She seems to be a very pleasant lady, a very nice lady. I've always said that from what I know about her. Okay. I've only had 1 or 2 interactions with her. That's just been on the phone. But then the host wants to clarify if Anton Daniels has met her husband.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there. And so if he's there, like if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why it's not a thing. But I talk to my husband about it.
So this is kind of where it gets a little sticky. So if you look at Pop Culture Micca and you look at her Instagram, you would not know that Pop Culture Micca is a married woman. And this is important for a woman who is a MAGA supporter, who is I won't say she's Republican, but she's right-leaning. And being a part of a family structure is important. But Micca does not do that. She doesn't have her husband up there. At least Anton Daniels, he has his wife. Like I said, sometimes a little bit too much with his family. but she has pictures of everything else, but not her husband. And she's looking like, in my honest opinion, as if she is an unmarried woman. She has pictures with other men on there. I know these are professional things. Like the poses where she's hugging on other dudes. I mean, again, you can look at it as being professional, men being close to her. But where is her husband at? Why doesn't she want the world to know that she is actually married? She says she's married. She's not behaving publicly as a married woman. Then also, she says she doesn't feel like it was so necessary for Anton Daniels and the husband to talk, but she has photos with Anton Daniels. Like I said, we've talked about that before on the internet. Some of those photos have been taken down. She has 2 photos, but you're married to a man. You're flying out like from DC to California. You don't know where this man is staying at. I think in the stream after the whole Corey Holcomb situation, they at least were in the same hotel room. So you're a beautiful lady and you're under the stewardship of another man who's married. It just doesn't make much sense to behave like that as a married woman, which gives me the ability to think one or two things is the truth. Number one, Micca is the breadwinner in her house. Okay. So because she's the breadwinner, household is dictated by her rules. She sets the pace. 2, the husband is a person that is just a complete, I don't want to call him a simp, but he's kind of running over the guy. Or maybe the guy is incarcerated. Maybe the guy is living, he's in the military, he's away, something. But this just does not make sense for a woman like her. You don't know your husband. She's flown to Detroit. She's flying to LA by herself. You've never met this man. You've never talked to this man at all. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. And then they start to talk about this very infamous photo of Anton Daniels and her, which again was alarming. And the man starts to criticize her.
I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on. The reason why I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-host.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship and it's the same exact type of picture.
So here she is, like the man is bringing up a good point. Look, you are having this pose next to this man as if, you're really feeling the guy. And her response to that was, well, I've taken several photos like that before. What she doesn't understand is that just makes it worse. You're a married woman and you're taking photos with other men in my honest opinion, to a man, it's a very disrespectful way of doing so. Again, I don't understand what, her and her husband have set up in a relationship. It's really not my business. But for most people, that's an uncomfortable position, especially being a lady and being a conservative and you're taking these kind of photos, right? Then he comes back with this.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
To me, and here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive, just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
Again, if you're my wife, I'd have a serious problem with it, and I would have you extinguish your contract with him. Some guys would do even worse. This is grounds for a separation, maybe even a divorce, because what it implies is if you're willing to take this sort of photo with a man, you don't have any limits. If you take this photo with a man or other men in this way, you are not a woman who is trustworthy, okay? Because the way you look to the world is not cool. The brother then follows it up with this.
And I would also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture.
Not only did he hold her accountable, Anton Daniels as a married man, okay, didn't push you away. He didn't say, we shouldn't take this type of photo. Both of us are on the right. Both of us push family. So here we are, two married people taking a photo that's we probably should not take. Not only that, there was a photo of them at the basketball game and things like that, which was different. But this is problematic, all right? Then ultimately, we find out this.
Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Any?
Hold on. No.
Okay. any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And that's,
And you could be professionally sexual.
well, I would know.
Well, that's
So
what I'm
again,
asking, yeah.
it's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
So the question about the sexual relationship, was there one? I mean, again, I'm not there to speculate what happened or if it happened or not. She said it didn't happen. So whatever. I mean, nobody can prove it. No one was there. The issue is if somebody doesn't believe that, it just looks like the flirting that happened online. Anton Daniels in the past has said that he cannot deal with anybody that's not giving. He said that while you were on the stream, and he was working with you also, and there was no pushback from you when he was saying things like that. So if they did nothing and we can't prove it, it just makes it kind of hard for her because she sort of put herself in a very bad situation there. But she did end the relationship with Anton as far as a business relationship. I don't know what it was personally. And she said this was the reason for it.
And when he went to speak about it, he didn't advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my advocation should have been first.
So this is largely true. She said, listen, Anton Daniels did not try to come to my defense to make me look like a woman of substance. When the side chick narrative was going out about Micca, he did very little to make her look like she was a woman that was respecting her husband. Although the situation was already precarious with the decisions that she made with some of the photos and being on some of the panels and some of the flirt. All right. And she said that he basically wanted to look like a guy who was clapping, which he was.
I got this meeting.
I had this meeting. Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct. That's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No, this picture right here.
Even said it. I always got a bad chick with me. I always got this with me. And that would also include Micca. So what he's doing, even if he's not doing it or not, you're making it seem like you have a sexual relationship with a married woman who's out here saying that she's not. And then you're making it hard for her to be associated with you anymore because now you're putting her out there as if she is a side chick. So even if it was happening, her brand can't take that hit. So Anton Daniels becomes too expensive to deal with. So she has to publicly come out and separate herself from him. And again, this is what I was telling guys that this was going to happen. When you're too expensive to deal with because you don't care about anybody, you're trying to go viral, you're trying to get clout, you make silly ass mistakes like this. Like, first of all, bringing her to the Corey Holcomb show was a mistake. There is no reason why she should be on the Corey Holcomb show. Corey Holcomb had nothing to do with the conversation with her. She's a burgeoning YouTuber trying to grow her platform, trying to learn how to get into business. She seemed like she is doing okay, but there are some things that she could work on. So you got her embarrassed by being associated with you. You're taking these photos with a married woman. It looks terrible. Now she's getting, held accountable in a very, very tough interview. And she'll always be attached to him in some negative way. I think she's a nice lady. She's a very nice demeanor. She seems like she's really interested into the Black social media. Again, I found out 3 or 4 years ago that she messaged me, and I actually emailed her saying, hey, if you ever need any YouTube tips, hey, I'm willing to give you what I know. I think the lady is a nice lady that was trying to grow her channel. He reached out to her. She didn't holler at him. And this is what I heard Anton, and not only Anton, both of them, they have this kind of notoriety for reaching out to ladies, and then something happening that's a fallout. Again, I'm not sure about all of that, but that's their reputation, especially Anton. And so that's what I know. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.